A lot of people don't like avocados, me included.
Yeah.
I don't like, even you don't like avocado? Oh, for once, we're on the same team.
Who are you?
Oh.
I love avocado.
Oh, wow. That was... Oh my. Something else that I don't care that much for, that other people love so much, is this swooping edges thing.
I don't mind a little oop. Just a little oop. But I don't know if I want oop. I don't know. Have you seen those ones where you can like paste?
Hi guys, Murugi Munyi here.
It's Lydia KM.
And we're back again with another episode of
The Messy In Between.
It's definitely TMI.
Oh, did we do it?
We did it fine, right?
I don't think so.
We did.
Yeah?
We did
We
fantastic.
did.
Yeah.
Okay,
I had
great.
you slow yourself down after.
The second one.
It's JKM. Like, whoa. If no one knows what your name is, they're not going to...
I'm already there. I'm already
yelling.
there. Hi guys, Karibuni to yet another episode of TMI. I think that might have sounded that it was a bit out of context. So basically we've been told we need to slow down our intros.
Yes.
And clearly, I
And
forgot
say
as soon as
them
I said
clearly.
it. Clearly.
Yes.
It's Lydia
KM.
KM. No, it's Lydia KM.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
like,
saw
oh.
someone commenting actually in one of our YouTube videos. They're like, you guys speak too fast. Please, could you speak slower? And I was just like, I'm so sorry. Maybe, we love having you here, but I don't think we'll ever speak slower.
I don't think,
Yeah.
and I feel like I speak fine.
You don't, for sure. I can confirm and guarantee you that you actually don't. Yeah. But imagine if our episodes are an hour long and we speak this fast. Now, if we start speaking slower, 2 hours, is this a movie?
Gosh.
Is this a movie?
Yeah, it's just like the speed of how we talk. So that's basically what that little beginning part was. But welcome to yet another episode of the Messy In Between podcast, aka TMI Podcast KE. And here we have open and honest conversations about life as it is messy. So if you are new here, a warm welcome. We call our community King Between Us and In Between Us. King Between Us, Queen Between Us,
and
all
In
of them
Between
are
Us.
in between us. So as long as you're part of this community, which means that you have subscribed, whether you're listening or whether you're watching, you're subscribed, then that makes you an in-betweener. And we are just excited to have you guys here because every single episode is something that we get to learn something about ourselves.
Absolutely.
And you guys get to learn something as well. And we always encourage for you guys to share whatever it is that we're going to talk about in the comments. Please interact with us. That's our way of seeing you. You get to see us. We want to see you.
Absolutely.
Also, make sure you're following us on our social media pages. Lydia KM,
Murugi Munyi, and TMI Podcast KE. Absolutely.
We should be doing it that way from
Yeah,
now.
I like that. Yeah, Stella, listen.
KM.
And together, we are
TMI
Podcast
Podcast
KE.
KE.
Absolutely. Now, this is episode 72,
Yep.
right? And I'm just like, I'm so excited we're about to get to 100. I don't know if we're about to, but
We're
like,
not.
we're not
So
about
a
to. I know it's
so
still
a
a while,
hot
but
minute,
it just,
yeah.
once you cross 70, I feel like
For
it's so
me,
close
right,
to
that's
100.
it.
Yeah.
That's it. Actually, when we just said 7,
I was like, whoa.
72
Crazy.
episodes.
I
Look
know.
at you.
Look
did
at
this.
you. Are you even proud of yourself?
Mad.
You should be.
Yeah.
You should be. And today, one thing we wanted to talk about, guys, is do you know how sometimes you go on the internet or like you interact with people and they're talking about something that they love so much. They just love it so much, or something that they're always doing, something that they're always taking part in. And you're just like, I don't get the hype. You know, I don't get the hype. Like we encounter that so hypeless. You are hypeless. We encounter that so much. So we wanted to chat about this. And what was exciting for me about this episode is not just my own points, is we asked you guys on Instagram, which if you don't follow us on Instagram, then you missed the train. You've already missed the train. But we were able to get so many responses from you guys. And I'm so excited to share those today.
Yeah. So for me, the exciting thing about this is that I feel like the things that I hate, actually is about the things that I hate that other people love, right? And one thing
hate or you just don't care for.
Things I don't care
hate is a
for,
really
but other
strong
people
word.
love,
Yeah.
right? And I have so many lists because I'm always in rooms where I'm just like, how is this?
Yeah.
How is this possible? And none of this is going to be from a judgmental place. As much as they might sound like it, we're just expressing our own preference.
Yeah.
But it's completely fine. Obviously, you can have your own preference. Yeah. Do you wanna
Yeah.
go
For me,
first?
it's there a little bit of judgment. With some things,
Yeah.
it's like a little bit, but like a smidge.
Yeah.
It's not
I have something
overwhelming
I'm
judgment.
judging you on already.
Really?
Yeah.
You bitch. And if it's anal, I don't want to hear anything about it.
No. No.
It's like, I don't want to hear anything. But yeah, I also was thinking about how, as I was creating the list, how social media has made like it kind of like creates this environment where when people are liking this one thing, you're
Mob.
so aware, exactly, and you're so aware about the fact that, am I strange? Like, am I weird? And you can kind of think that you're the only one who doesn't like that thing. But turns out there are many other people who don't like that thing. So maybe as we are speaking, you can let us know in the comments, is that also something that you don't like or something that you hate that other people seem to love? And then we can all feel like a little community.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that. Okay, fine. Let me go first. With the one which is something that I personally don't care for, but other people love. Slow love making.
Yeah.
Slow love making. I don't understand why we are taking our time. I don't understand why it's been 2 full minutes and I am not full of penis. I don't get it. And people love this whole like, okay, you're taking long and it's like the foreplay and it's soft and it's sweet. Because when I see it in movies and it's like, okay, we started with the petals and steward and it's also, I don't know. For me, that's just not the appeal.
Yeah.
You know, I want to start the actual sex as soon as possible in the encounter.
Yeah, because it might be because of the physical aspect, you know? Some people are lean towards the physical pleasure of sex. Other people lean towards the emotional aspect,
so me
right?
and then Lydia.
Right, exactly. I am not for that all the time. Actually, there's plenty of times where I really do prefer the, you know, right? But I do feel like there's a place for that. Especially if the moment is right. If the moment is right, like everything is just perfect. That could
Have I been married? Have I been married too long? But I feel like even at the beginning, it was like that.
Yeah, but I just think that's your preference, and I feel like that's fine. But yeah, but love making is really seen to be more of a slow thing. But I think we can have nasty daddy sex and it's still love making. But that idea,
how?
Love making is just the concept of what you're doing with this person is deeper than just this physical. It's not like then when he hops from your body, he's like.
You know what I love? I love like a slow after sex moment. That part I love. Like it's not cuddling, but it's like that. The softness for me comes after the sex. Yeah. Not really in the before element. Yeah.
I feel like if there is no softness after sex, you have an issue.
Yeah, you have there's a bit of an issue.
It was just like out. Yeah. I feel like there's a disconnect. I feel like if you do have sex, whichever way you do have it, and then there's a kind of going inward afterwards. I think that's still love making.
Yeah, but it's not always possible. So like me, I feel like in our context, depending on the time that I feel like I'm defending my sex a lot. But you know, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I feel like a lot of the times the circumstances around which we're having sex don't necessarily allow for that soft lovingness afterwards. Because it's like if it's right after work and it's like, okay, we are finished, we need to go put the kids to bed. So hurry up, you know, get up and change. Then it's like,
or like in the car, there are many places that this is not going to be. You know, we're gonna need to just believe that I love you. Yeah,
I haven't had car sex in a minute.
Really?
Yeah,
I had it.
Yeah, I guess that's another thing that people love that I don't like. What? I hate car sex. Yeah.
Hate?
Yeah.
I don't know if I would say hate.
I personally would say hate.
Really?
And I think it has something to do with like my body size. I feel like when small people are like, you're being maneuvered in this small space, it just feels like your body fits in it. For me, I'm just like, it feels clumsy. It feels like uncomfortable. I'm just like, why? What are we? We can afford a bed. Why are we here?
Oof, some of the best sex I've had has been in the car.
Maybe in uni. But now,
really? Yeah, no, I feel like if I need it, it's happening. Where are we? Which car park are we in? Yeah. Who knows?
Who knows? Until now, there's an askari at the door and you're naked.
Ding.
And you're...
Ding dong.
There is a problem. There is a problem.
So one thing I don't care for that other people love is coffee.
What?
You know I don't.
I know. Disgusting. Even how?
I don't care for coffee.
Of course, instantly I'm just thinking, which coffee have you had? Is it that you haven't had the right coffee?
No, I've had great coffee. I just don't get it and I don't like it. I feel like the dependency on caffeine is a health pandemic.
Excuse me? You know, even tea has caffeine, by the way.
Very slight, no more than coffee. Also, it just makes me feel, I don't get it.
You don't get it.
It's like sometimes like the smell is like, it's nice, but no. I don't care for coffee. Even the other day, actually, people approached me like to work on coffee. I was just like,
you can't, you don't, you wouldn't, yeah.
Who would I even sell
First of all, it would be so weird because no one has ever seen me post coffee, ever.
No one has ever seen me post coffee because I don't drink it, I don't like it.
She'll literally maybe take one sip if I ever bring coffee, but even not all the time. It'll just be like, probably not.
Yeah,
which
that's universe. Ooh, that is one where you are alone in the room.
In the world.
Everyone's like, all the content, morning coffee. Me without my morning coffee.
I know, you're just like, I don't get it. Even me, to be honest though, before I went to study in SA, I don't think I was as much as of a coffee person. But there, it's like a whole lifestyle. Like
Yeah.
getting coffee, or let's go and grab a coffee. It's like in Kenya, people would say, let's go grab a coffee, but they don't
that's not what
actually,
they mean.
like milkshake and cake or something like that. But like there, it's such a lifestyle, like actual coffee.
Yeah, even abroad.
Yeah.
Coffees.
And so I think that's why I got into it. And now it's like, actually this morning when I saw you posting about your energy drink, about like, is it actually, like, does it actually do something?
Yeah.
Or are we just thinking it's doing something? And I was just like, I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, because me, I feel like when I've not had my morning coffee, it's just like, has the day started? It could be 3 p.m. and I'm just like, so today has not started.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do not care for
Crazy.
coffee at all. Yeah, like I don't think I would. I can actually remember, I think the last time I had coffee was like a year ago. I just randomly, like I felt really tired and I just wanted to have, I had a cafe latte and I was just like, okay, let me see. But it was...
A latte is like not even really a coffee.
And
it's
that's
just more milk.
That's for me. That's
it's
as
just
far
milk.
as I can go.
Just drink milk.
Yeah,
Jeez.
so that's the one. Our production team is falling off their chairs.
I know, and they might refuse to work with us. Why did you reveal this information? My God. So a lot of you guys' responses, by the way, were things to do with food. A lot of people don't like avocados, me included.
Yeah.
I don't like, even you don't like avocado? Oh, for once, we're on the same team.
Who are you?
Oh.
I love avocado.
Oh, wow. That was... Oh, my. I was very excited for 2 whole seconds.
I love avocado.
Me,
oh my
I like
God.
guacamole. I like guacamole, but not like avocado by itself. By itself, it just tastes like nothing.
But wait, you just eat avocado like that?
I mean, or like even put like salt or sugar or something like that.
And just eat it like that?
Yeah.
No, I won't eat.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not a thing for me.
Yeah.
It's avocado
guacamole.
on things. Yeah.
Or guacamole. Or with like spice or something. Like
or
with
like
chili
something on the
flakes
side
and
on
salt.
the food or something.
Yeah. But you see, you wouldn't eat an avocado just like that.
No.
Do people just eat avocados just like that? I have seen people. My husband.
Oh,
say,
yeah?
Oh, yeah? People
Wow.
do. Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, I personally don't care for avocados. A lot of people mention things like eggs, fish, pineapples on pizza.
Definitely yuck.
Yeah, definitely yuck.
Pineapple in general, no.
Yeah.
I don't
For
care
me,
that
generally,
much.
actually, I don't even like pizza as a food.
Ooh, I love pizza.
You love pizza. Every time you
love
post pizza, I'm like, out of everything you could eat, you chose pizza.
I love pizza.
Yeah, me.
I do. I've loved pizza since I was a kid. It's like those things for me that's just like easily yes.
Yeah?
Immediately yes.
Immediately yes.
Immediately yes.
I'm just like, I mean, I would prefer a burger and fries over pizza
feel like
any day.
burgers just need work. They need too much work. They need me to be like 95ing, you know? It's like, what's happening?
Wide open. It's like, is it a blowjob or are you eating? Are you eating something?
Another thing, I guess, pertaining food that I don't care for is sugar on everything. It's a pandemic. It's another pandemic, guys.
Okay, Dr. Lid.
The other day, I don't know what even.
Jeez.
No, actually, it was because I remember this because she attacked me, guys. She attacked me. I was just chilling at home, relaxing,
Okay, then
creating my own personal content for people's viewership. And she messaged. She was just like, "Why do you hate yourself? So you don't put sugar in your Weetabix?"
Yeah, I remember that, and I was just like, "What's wrong with you?" It just
Why?
doesn't make sense. Why not? Why not?
It's not supposed to be
makes
on
it
the
yummy. It makes it yummier.
Oh, no.
Or even honey.
Mm-mm.
Even on the box, I think it says something like to sweeten, you can use honey or like sugar. It's so strange.
But there's so many things that people add sugar on. I'm just like, why is the sugar there?
Why isn't it there? Why shouldn't it be there?
It tastes way better. Yeah.
In fact, before you posted that, I used to look at your stories, and every time you post Weetabix, I'm like, oh, yum. This is when I see it, I'm like,
because you know it doesn't have
I'm just
sugar.
like, I know it's tasteless. I just know that it's tasteless.
And that tastes so good to me. Yeah. But you know, I get nauseous really easy. I think I've told you. So anything that adds excess sweetness to something makes me feel like already like I'm on the edge that I'm going to
But yet you
vomit.
like hot chocolate, and hot chocolate has sugar.
Yeah, but now I don't have hot sugar in hot chocolate. I'll just have it just like that. Just the chocolate. Yeah, so
maybe that's why you don't like chocolate. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Away from food, I think we have covered food enough. I think food is just one of those things. Like, okay, you like something, someone else didn't like it. You like something, someone else didn't like it. Preference. Something else that I don't care that much for, that other people love so much, is this swooping edges thing. Like edges swoop, like this.
Is it swooping?
Yeah, but yours actually is not as much.
I know
you know the one that I'm talking about. And now that is a pandemic. That one is a pandemic. I don't understand why.
What about the...
In fact, that one anything
is there.
with like sidebands. If as a woman you find yourself put down sidebands, I don't understand. I'm just like, we are just not meant to have sidebands as women.
And a curl.
Oh my God. And okay, given no one is judging, given everything about beauty is very subjective. I think everything about beauty is very subjective. But for me, I love edges when they're like this, just like brushed back. You know, even if it's laid, it's like brushed back. I don't understand why we are having so many swoops.
I don't mind a little oop. Just a little ooh. But I don't know if I want you know? Like, I don't know. Have you seen those ones where you can like paste?
Oh my God.
They're like sword like that, and they come in those like kind of papers we used to do as a kid.
I think someone sent me that as a PR box.
You stick on that and then you peel it off.
But are you speaking from a point of privilege because you have some edges? Maybe someone who has no edges would love that.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Because I'm on the edge of edgeless, and still I don't know if I would stick it on and draw it on.
But and then the problem is that, remember how like with those tattoos, at some point, some part has peeled off. Now half your edge is peeled off. And then now,
guess what? You're at an event and it peels. It just
It's
lifts.
just lifting.
And now you're there. Having a serious conversation in the middle of a meeting.
With your peeled off edge.
With your peeled off edge.
What's the,
I get it, but I do love it on people. Even when you do the chuk, 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 when Slide does it for you, I think it looks so pretty.
Yeah. You see, that's just peer pressure. It's me bowing to peer pressure. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just like makeup.
So stunning though. You keep complaining about this makeup.
It's true.
All right. One thing which I don't really care for, but other people love is concerts.
No. So Soulfest at Wendy.
It's like I would do it. That's what I mean. Like I don't care for it. So maybe I'll sacrifice myself every so often. But it's just like, it's all of you. You're all there.
Everyone is present. I know.
You're there.
Is this an age thing? Is this an age thing?
No, I've never liked it. I've never liked being in like big crowds. I also I have something in the back of my mind that really fears like stampedes. And anytime I see like so many people
even
where
Sly,
there's no control, there's no sense of like, as in right now, if we all started running, like that's it.
Everything
people
is
die.
Like,
people die like that so easy. So like the calamity and the
it's just so much.
Sometimes it's too much. But I'm willing to do it. Like if it's something I really want, I actually think I'm going to go to Soulfest actually.
Early bird tickets are sold out, so now you need to buy advance.
One here or the other. I've even bought tickets for myself to go to concerts, but it's not that. Wow, let's do this.
I say that I love concerts, but in reality, I haven't been to a concert in ages. I think it's been like 2 years since I went to a concert. So hypothetically, I love them, but I feel like, I don't know if it's an age thing or more the career that I'm in, but the thought of being in a space where so many people who know me are there, that kind of makes me uncomfortable, because I feel like I can't just go and just have fun. It's going to be like a lot of greeting, a lot of selfies and things like that, which can be emotionally overwhelming for me sometimes, even physically overwhelming. So even me, I'll just do it like once in a long while, but I like them. But definitely in VIP. Oh, damn. Yeah, VIP. For sure. I'm not about to be.
So concerts.
And some people love that chaos of concerts. You know, like when I see videos of Coachella, I'm like, literally, you can't fart without like annihilating at least like 12 people around you.
Your life doesn't have enough excitement and adrenaline, because mine is really taking me.
Or maybe it's like there's no artist that you love that much that you'd willing to sacrifice your life for. Because
I do love it. I actually love the concept of it. It's just the reality that it's just.
It's
like I'll go one or two, but that's not something I'm getting excited to do.
Yeah. Let us know, guys. Do you guys like concerts? Are you going for any concerts? Let us know. Let us know in the comments.
This season, the book give us plans.
Give us plans, please. Okay. Here's one that we got. Someone submitted. They said one thing they don't like is mixing friend groups. And I found that interesting because it made me think about my own life and thinking about how, okay, I don't really have friend groups, but I have like people who are my friends individually. And I was thinking, would I enjoy if it's like, oh yeah, all of you guys come, let's all be together. And I was like, I think even me, I don't like mixing friend groups.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, the other day, when you told me what you told me about my other friendship group, I was like, why don't you invite us with our friends? I don't even know who your friends are. Who are your friends? Name your friends.
You, Nancy, my sisters.
People who are not related for you, or
who are not.
That's it. Just to me.
We are done. It's done. Yeah. I mean, I don't really have friends.
But I don't think it's a woe is me, Joe. Don't start putting that woe is me voice. I don't actually feel like you want friends.
Okay, that's true, because one of my other things I don't like is like meeting new people.
No, I don't think you want friends. I don't think you even want to create the space for friends. I think you're fine the way you are.
Are you sure?
100%.
So why do I feel like I'm missing out on something when I see you posting with your friends?
But you feel that one moment.
Yeah, you're right.
But then when it's a reality of make a date, don't go too far. Make a date with Lydia. Make a date with Lydia.
Are you serious? Why are you making it seem like I'm
meeting?
Okay, not a TMI meeting. So why are we meeting then? Why are we hanging out?
Yeah.
No, I think, I personally just think when I reflect, I feel like it's just a season in my life because I feel like when I was younger, before I had 2 young girls, I feel like I felt like I have enough room. But now in our 30s, I feel like
don't have
it. Yeah. And in your 30s, we've talked about this before, like friendship requires for you to really be intentional. And I don't know if I have more room for intentionality for me beyond you.
Yeah. So
I really just,
when I thought of that, I was just like, but does she want them?
Yeah. So maybe things that I don't like that people like is friends. I guess that's where I should have started. I guess friends. Yeah. But I also feel like I have there's some people who are in between acquaintances. Like I know them more than acquaintances, but they are slightly less than, oh, you're a friend. I would just call up, oh, let's go hang out. Let's go have a drink. I have like people in that in-between space.
Not like friends.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, for me personally, I don't mind mixing friend groups, but it's not something I'm going to be doing all the time. I usually hang about with like this batch of my friends at this time and this batch of my friends at this time. And also, I feel, I don't know if it's because of my personality, but my friends can be like, are all kind of very different. They all have one core, which is like, you're a good person, you're good people. I wouldn't expect you to come around and be harmful to anyone, but they're all so different.
Exactly.
So sometimes it's just like, you, the serious ones, and you, and then now me, I have to manage.
And you're the one who's managing, and then exactly.
I agree. It's a bit of work. But like for my birthday or something, or like the TMI live, a lot of my friends all like batched up together. Yeah.
But it was like, there was those friends, like the ones who were on the table. Then there were like the other friends who had come.
Randomly.
So it was like, they're all there, but they're not
still
all
separate.
together. They're still separate. Yeah.
I agree. I'll go with that one.
I think so.
Keep friends separately. Something that I don't really care for, but a lot of people love, games. I don't like games on the phone. I don't like
you love games in person games.
Like what?
At your friend group, you're always fucking playing games.
It's a virtual game.
Okay, virtual games
that I don't like.
I love all kinds of games. I love board games. I am obsessed with Candy Crush on my phone, Ludo, and things like that. I love them.
When kids are just like my nephew is just like,
can I play on your phone?
I'm like, first of all, where do they put them? Where do they put those things? I don't have games on my phone. It's like I'm not interested in like, oh, let me put the snake there.
Then you should download them just for your nephew. Come on, be a good aunt.
Yeah, I will. Usually I just put something on YouTube and I just
take it.
Shut it.
And then now he's sent your nudes to posted them on Instagram.
Yeah, so that I don't like. But actually, I like games that are physical. Like things that I'm going to do something with my body. That's why I like it with my other friends.
When we used to have games on TMI. Guys, let us know if you want us to bring those back. Because that used to be fun.
Then what?
Like, let's see who can chug their drink the fastest.
No
Damn
way.
us. Things like that. Yeah, I miss when we used to play those games. Remember those games you'd play with like balls
physical
and whatever.
And
physical
stuff.
games.
I enjoy that.
Yeah. I like virtual. I like all kinds of games actually. Yeah, but you're gonna get into them. I'm sure once you have kids, then you'll be
I'll have no choice.
Yeah, you'll have really no choice. You're gonna have to. Yeah.
But I'll play with them the games that I like, the physical games. Like, let's do that.
Until your son is like, Mom, come, let's play Fortnite. I want to play Roblox with you.
Go to your daddy.
Don't come up in here with your. Come on. All right. Something else that someone else submitted is they hate small talk, which I can understand. I can understand not liking small talk. Although I feel like it's one of those things that as an adult, you just kind of have to do. You just kind of have to. Like
I don't think I mind small talk.
Really?
At all. Because I like keeping, unless you're really close to me, I like keeping you at arm's length. I don't like being that close to you. So small talk is my bridge between, I want to be polite, but since I don't really know you that well, it's like, this is a good place to stay. Actually, I like small talk.
Small talk. Me, I feel like as a healing oversharer, personally, I feel like I'm a healing oversharer. I feel like small talk it's okay
it's
because
a gateway drug.
Exactly. Small talk is a gateway drug. So me, I prefer the high before we get to, what my dad did when I was younger. And now it's like, wow, we literally just met 5 minutes ago. So for me, I feel like it's one of, like when I was on my way up here
we go.
I know. I overshared in the lift. So as I was on the way up, and then there's this guy who I entered the lift and it stopped at ground floor, and this guy came in and he had a little puppy. So at first I hadn't seen the puppy until I felt something licking my fucking feet, and I looked down and I'm like, oh my God! I'm literally like, where do you go? I'm at the corner of the lift. And I think he was like a Nigerian guy or something. So then now he was like, oh, sorry, I didn't know you were afraid. Then now he's like, oh yeah, but why are you afraid? It can't bite you. Then I was like, yeah, but I know they can't bite me. It's just,
fear is
exactly. Then he's like, oh, where did that come from? And why is Murugi saying, when I was a child, my house help chased me under the bed with whatever. And since then, I just feel like I've never, and my mom says that whatever. It was, yeah. Luckily, I was getting out at 4th floor because if it was 12th floor, if it was 12th floor, actually, he would know my life story. He would know my life story.
Let me just say something right now. I feel like if you have an animal, you should assume someone is scared.
Yeah.
Like use that, not like,
exactly.
Oh,
you're afraid. Exactly. Please, your animal is your responsibility, honestly.
Oh God. Okay. I get why you don't like small talk then.
Thank you.
Funny enough, recently, I'm being able to manage that oversharing. I'm being able to manage, is this something this person needs to know? Or I don't know how. I guess, once you go through things, you're awake. You're a lot more awake. I just feel like I'm being able to navigate that really well. But small talk for me allows me to connect with strangers without really having to go that deep.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I care what happens.
I feel like I'm being able to manage or navigate that on social media, because on social media, it gives you the time before you post. You're like, but is this something I really need to share? There's a barrier. But in person, it just feels like I want them to know I'm an authentic person, and I share, and it's just like we can connect. But why? Why do I need for them to know all that? I don't know.
No, let's think.
Let me start telling you. So, when I was a child, where does that need come from? Yeah, that's the question.
But yet you say that you don't really like vulnerability with the people who are close to you.
Yeah.
But you're willing to tell a stranger about what happened between
you. But you see, for me, sharing doesn't necessarily feel like vulnerability to me. And that's why I overshare, because it's like, I don't know, it didn't feel like I'm being vulnerable. In the things which are like, there are like specific things which I'm like, I feel like I'm being vulnerable, which maybe the things which I overshare on other people, if they were sharing, they would feel like I'm being vulnerable. But for me, it's just like...
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then. Another thing that I don't care for that other people seem to love is driving.
Oh, passenger princess.
Oh, passenger princess. Let me tell you, every time I say that out loud, I also tell God, thank you so much that I can't drive, that I have a car. I really appreciate that, because it's, oh my God, we were talking about it the other day. It's a huge convenience, just to have that. Yeah. But honestly, if I could be driven around everywhere, I would never touch a car.
I know.
I would never touch it.
That reminds me of something that happened this morning. Actually, Ethan, on the way to school, he's like, oh, his mom is driving fun. And I was like, yeah, I mean, kind of. I guess it's fun to be able to get somewhere quickly. But I don't know if the act of driving itself, I was like, maybe when you first learned to drive, it was exciting. Now it's just like, I have to actually get there.
Wears off instantly.
And then you know what he said? Oh, God, I love this boy. Anyway, he was like, yeah, so when I grow up and I can drive, I'm going to be driving you everywhere. Then I was like, oh, yay, I can be a passenger princess. And he was like, no, mom, passenger queen.
Oh,
I know.
Stop it.
Exactly.
Stop it.
I was like, why am I crying on the way to school? Why am I crying on the way to school? And I was just like, oh God, I can't wait for that time where I can just be like, Ethan, let's go. Come drop me at TMI shoot. It's going to be amazing.
But here's the problem. Yeah. As a driver, trusting other drivers. Oh my God. As far as you're concerned, you are the best driver. And everyone's driving style is just been
trash.
Made.
Exactly.
So sometimes it's like, do I want to go through the anxiety of how I'll feel when you drive? So let me just drive myself most of the time. But honestly, driving is just not on the top of my list of joys.
Yes, but again, we do recognize our privilege.
100%.
The number of times Zach and I have had fights about like him, he gets such road rage. Like he gets so mad at people. We've not been in the car. I'm like, let's see how long it takes before he gets mad at someone. 10 seconds in, he's yelling at someone. And if I dare say something like, but babe, you do that all the time. That's like...
But you should know that already.
I know.
You just sit there.
At the big, I just sit there.
It was
just like,
their fault that you're in their lane.
Yeah, look at them. Look at why is he even on the road?
Babe, honestly.
That's marriage.
We have you on the road.
Follow us for more marriage tips, because that's one of them for sure.
Definitely.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one for me. I don't really care for getting head. Yeah.
This is where usually this is the center of our therapy session.
Honestly, because Lydia is the queen of head.
Wait,
getting, aren't you?
Pull up.
You know, tomorrow in headlines. Queen of head. Okay, Lydia enjoys receiving kaningilas. Yes, and giving. I also enjoy giving, but getting, I don't know. I just feel like it's neither here nor there. Like I don't not enjoy it. It's just like, I mean, if there's a list of like getting head, actual penetrative sex, using fingers, using a toy, it's probably at the bottom.
Yeah. Have you ever climaxed getting head?
No.
That's why. And for the last time,
but what is so specific about the climax for head? What? What is so specific about it? I don't.
This is your homework.
Okay.
You climax with head. We'll have a talk. That's it. Don't be out here knocking things that you do not know anything
I'm sorry.
about.
Fine.
I want you to have that gift. Because once that happens, then you talk.
Have you ever climaxed from penetrative sex?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. I love it. It's just a different sensation. And I tell you, because the clitoris is so sensitive, that's the level of sensitivity that climax is.
But is it clitoris and tongue, or can it be clitoris and fingers, clitoris and toy? Like, are they the same?
No, me pure. I mean, they're different. It's like, you can spice it up. I'm here for a little bit of Royco, but just the tongue will do.
Just the tongue will do. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments, guys.
Let
Do
us
you
know.
enjoy?
Let us know.
I mean, and interesting, we were shooting that one about like someone who's manda and want to give her head.
Yeah.
But has that episode come out? It has by the time that they're watching this. Yes. It
has come out. Maybe cut that bit out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is my one?
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing that I don't care for that a lot of people seem to really be obsessed with is the heat, the weather, the hot weather. I know as a Black person, this is apparently the conditions of my people. But honestly, I am so uncomfortable when it's hot. Yeah. I would rather be somewhere where I can put on more clothes and be warm than be in the scorching heat.
For me, I feel like I prefer more heat than cold, but my absolute preference is somewhere in between where the sun is not just like burning us, but also it's not like I need to be in socks and a jacket all the time.
Yeah.
But also I feel like thicker people, I think because of the way that we dress, like when I dress, I like to not have as many layers on because I feel like it makes me look bigger than I actually am. So I prefer to be less clothed, so to speak. And that only comes when it's hot. So I think that's why I would prefer to be in hotter circumstances as opposed to like when it's cold and now I have a sweater and a jacket and I'm looking like.
That is so interesting. I would never even think of that. Do you feel like you see almost everything from a perspective of plus size?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, maybe just because it's been my reality forever.
Weather, I was just like, wait, where is this going? She's like, as a plus size woman, I was like, okay, where could we be going with this? But
it's true, because like, and when you're plus size, I don't know if this is an actual scientific fact, but I feel like usually even when people are feeling hot or people are feeling cold, I won't be feeling as cold as people seem to be feeling, So, and I don't know if that's because when you're bigger, you have more fat cells or whatever. So I feel like generally the weight definitely plays an impact or has an impact in terms of how I experience the weather.
Like literally,
maybe it's just me though. Maybe it's just me. So people can tell us. Maybe it's just me, but me, I feel like that's my experience.
To see where
is it going?
Plus size. I was like,
weather plus size.
Go. Yeah. What could it be? Okay. I mean, I get it. I do. But yeah, if I could be asked, I don't really mind a little
like chilliness,
more than the heat. Oh God. And we are literally in November.
You want your nipples standing and at the door.
I know. How will they know I'm here?
How will they know and that it's Lydia?
My the house.
Exactly. However. All right. Another thing that people seem to love that I don't necessarily love is like frequent holidaying, frequent traveling, frequent like I'm in the skies or by Kenya, and like they're frequently holidaying. I feel like for me, not having to take a break, but getting to take a break feels like it's something that I would want to reward myself after a long period. So like sometimes when I see like travel content creators or like people who are frequently traveling, I'm just like, that looks exhausting. That looks more exhausting than just staying here and actually working, which I completely get. And also a lot of people when they travel, they always be like, oh, they're enjoying going to a new place and experiencing new cultures. I hate that. I don't want to go to a new place and experience new cultures. I would rather go to a place that I've already been to and I can just rest. I don't need to be experiencing other people's cultures. Like now, new kinds of food, new kinds of like, this is their language, this is how they dress, this is how I don't like that. That for me doesn't feel like a holiday. Yeah.
Really?
Imagine it doesn't.
I am the complete opposite. I love being in like new environments where I don't understand anything and like people are just doing things. It's just so intriguing to me. I'm really interested in just like how different people live out, even in conversation. When I hear someone say a point of view and I'm just like, that's so interesting that that's what you think. I'm so curious about it.
So for me, in conversation or reading about it, like I love history, I love reading, and like, but now like actually physically, that's where I draw the line at experiencing it. But I'm happy to like watch a documentary about how people in the Philippines live. But do I want to go to the Philippines? No.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's so interesting. I think I'm definitely the opposite. So for me, I do like having a home base. I'm not the person who could travel for a living. I just, I want to be able to come home and get a bit more like sense of normal and things like that. But I love being able to step out and go somewhere. Actually, I was planning on traveling this month in November, but it's just not possible. It's just not you're going to bask doing what? It's like there's so many things to do.
But also, if you intended to travel in November, you should have booked this in February. So if you want to go next November, book in February so you have no choice but to go.
Oh, I get your point.
Yeah, because if it's too close.
My hunger for wanting to travel was because obviously I had Zoyad going to Diani every month. So I really wanted to do it in November, but it's just been so busy that I can't do it. But I love having those intentional moments where I'm somewhere completely different, doing something different, seeing a completely different world. Yeah, that makes me feel good. And you don't need a reward for a break. You can just go because you're alive.
But I prefer it.
You prefer it to be a reward.
I prefer it for it to feel like a reward.
Yeah. For working hard.
Yeah. Which is why I don't want to go and now feel like I'm doing acrobatics. Zach is like, he'll want to go on holiday and he's like, we are doing now kite surfing and then we're doing this. Like, that makes me not want to go on holiday with you, Lydia. You're not going to let me just sleep by the beach for a whole day?
I am a balance. So it's like we can have like, these are the activities that are available on each day. And then we can just decide if or when based on what we want to do. Because just doing nothing, the sweetness of doing nothing.
I love that sweetness.
That's
what I go on holiday for.
Yeah,
is the doing nothing.
That's important too.
Yeah,
because then otherwise when we go back, it's like we've been working.
It's like we've been working
9
exactly.
to 5. Yeah,
God, no thanks.
Okay, well that's really interesting. We should go on holiday actually.
We
should.
See
what it would be like.
And
just see what it would
when
be
we
like.
come back. So TMI is breaking up. We can't explain why, but we are.
Yeah. Okay. So this is another thing, not that many people care for, but I would say me and Murugi absolutely love is talking. It is talking.
And we're doing things that we love. We hate.
Oh, things that we hate.
Yeah.
Being quiet.
Okay.
Actually, I had written being quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
People
being quiet.
Like to be in moments where it's just like,
no.
Yeah. A lot of
why?
people it's just like, why are you guys always talking? Why are you so loud? What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love talking. I just
for me, it's less about the talking necessarily. It's that I love to express myself. Like I want you to know how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, what's on my head. I want to be heard and seen. And I guess that's why I love social media so much. It's like all of you guys come listen to me and what I'm talking about, kind of thing. I like it, which sounds a bit vain when I say out loud, but really, I feel like a lot of the things that I have to say many times are important. And that's why we have a podcast.
Yeah.
That is why we have a podcast. But I love talking.
No, I love talking.
But I feel like the older I get, the more I appreciate the moments where I don't have to talk. Like when I get home and the kids are asleep and maybe Zach is not home and I'm just there in the quietness. Sometimes I'm just like, this is nice.
Is it the not talking or is it just like the resting and the peace?
They're not talking and not interacting with anyone. Like they're not interacting with anyone. But it's like, I want it to be momentary. So now it's been 20 minutes and it's like, okay, why is Zach not home? I need for us to be talking.
Oh,
Where
really?
are you? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I can enjoy a pretty long period. Yeah, I can even enjoy like being at home and I'm not talking to anyone on the phone. Maybe I've just texted or something and I just, I'm not talking.
Because you're single and you live alone. So I guess you get more of those moments.
Yeah, but I enjoy them. So it's like my love of talking is not in like I'll be uncomfortable if I'm not talking. But I do really.
We do
talking.
really. And I'm sure you guys enjoy that as well, which is why you are already subscribed to TMI Podcast KE. Thank you. Here's one that an in-betweener sent in. They said one thing that other people seem to love to do that they hate is making excuses for older siblings. And I thought this was interesting.
Why older?
Yeah. No, I know.
Attacked in the chest.
I thought that was interesting because I feel like viewed within the African context rather, I feel like older siblings are held to some sort of like revered status, kind of like you guys are the ones who set a benchmark, you guys are the ones who everyone looks up to, kind of thing. And I guess if something goes wrong, like maybe their life is not going the right way or whatever, it's like people excuse them because it's like, yeah, but you know, they grew up, they were raising us, or kind of thing, or so that if like they need money, the black tax element comes in and things like that. And I was like, I wonder if other cultures experience the same.
I feel like Eastern cultures, but not Western.
Not Western. Yeah.
At all. Western is like the entire mentality is around being independent, right? Which is a positive thing in that is what you start to feel like your life is about you, your parents' life is about them, everyone's life is about them. However, they don't have the sense of community that we have here. Like, which is like, there's just like a community feeling, like people have chamas and things like that. People do fundraising very easy.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're fundraising as in some, like, okay, of course, it's like those medical appeals where someone like needs something crazy. I guess it might be because insurance is a bit more easily available, whatever.
Yeah.
So they don't have as much sense of community. So for me, I disagree with that standard. I disagree with the standard. No, I disagree with
what
her.
she's
I
saying,
disagree with the standard that's set for older people. And I feel like it's actually toxic in the dynamic that they start creating with their younger ones. But really the problem starts with your parents are not actually parenting. They're making the older siblings parent. So that's the first crime in this string of crimes.
Yeah.
So then the older siblings, as much as they like the sense of responsibility, there's a resentment. They own that sense of control because they weren't allowed to be children. They weren't allowed to be children the way that you were. So they need to have something.
Yeah,
because if they
exactly.
don't have it, what do they have?
Yeah.
And it's like they try to make their younger siblings kind of compensate for that. And I'll tell you this, that was kind of the dynamic with me and my sister. And we actually had a bit of a blow up, like maybe like 2 years ago or something. And essentially, when my parents split up, right? So my mom went to the UK and then my dad, we were being taken care of by my dad's mom, my shosho. And really the day to day, I was taking care of Aggie, right? But at that age, I really wasn't. That was not my responsibility. That's not what I should have been doing. And there's a resentment that built from me to my sister about the fact that I didn't get to be a child. I was busy taking care of her. So my sense of caring for other people, thinking about other people all the time comes from the fact that I was made to do that prematurely. So then Aggie's sense of, I don't know, independence and thinking about herself, to me, that can be really triggering because it feels like you're so selfish.
Yeah.
But she's not so selfish.
This is how...
I just wasn't created or I wasn't taught to prioritize myself and think about myself because I was made to take care of her in this period of time. I don't know if you guys have watched that movie From Scratch. There's a scene
I haven't.
about
Don't say a spoiler. Is it a spoiler you're about to say?
No, I won't say anymore.
Okay,
I'll just say is that same dynamic. If children are made to be parents, they're going to resent the other children for it. So I don't like putting myself there, and I don't think it's a fair standard. But I also understand why it does happen. By the way, I could talk about hours. I could talk hours about this. Yeah.
Maybe we should do a whole episode about that.
Genuine,
I get it.
thing.
And then especially if the younger siblings then now go on to be like super successful, then the older, exactly. And then the older, not necessarily ungrateful, maybe then they're just successful and they continue and they're living their lives. But the older one feels like, so you're not coming back to give me money or take care of me when I would have been that successful
like
if I wasn't busy taking care of you.
Like a parent.
Ooh,
exactly like a parent.
Yeah.
I have always said that the dynamic between me and my sister from a very young age, I didn't want that. I was like, she's got parents, but I'm a sister. And I wanted my sister to be able to come to me and tell me, oh my God, there's this guy, and we want to have sex. I want her to come and tell me that so I can just be like, okay, so these are the things you should do and shouldn't do. If I'm her parent, she won't tell me that.
Exactly.
So then now she's robbed of a sister and a parent because my mom would never be having that conversation with her.
But I feel like from the outside, it feels like you have that kind of relationship with her. Like that one which you're describing of like your sister coming to you and being like, oh, there's this guy. And
we do. Or we do have it. I'm just saying, like when we were younger, that dynamic of taking care of her at that point, like when I was, I was like 9, she was like 6. That part was the one which was forced. But as we've grown up, my relationship, since I became like grown, I've always thought that my job is to be there for my sister as a partner more than like as this holier than thou God kind of showing her the ways of the world. How do I know the ways of her world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how I can prevent that with like me and Nelly, because I feel like that's definitely our dynamic.
Which dynamic?
Dynamic of like parenting. I definitely, but I guess it's slightly different from you. Well, similar because of the age gap.
The age gap
and
makes
it's kind of,
sense.
But now I wouldn't want it to end up at that place of like, I feel like, you know, I'm her mom, you know, even though in many ways I do feel like kind of like I'm her mom.
Yeah, but I feel like it would just be at what cost is it coming at for you? Because if it's at no cost, you feel like you have the abundance of time, the abundance of money, the abundance of love. What you're giving her is the excess of what you have. Whereas maybe in that when people are a lot younger, they don't have an abundance of anything.
Yeah.
So they're having to kind of the younger siblings almost like it's like a thief of some of the things that they need personally. But if you feel like you have more and it's just like an overflow, then that's just generosity.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you feel like it's a cost, it's coming at a particular cost to you, then that's where resentment comes, when we give away our power to people more than they really have it.
I would need to think about that. I don't think I've ever thought about it as like a cost per se, but have I ever thought like, I wish that
the dynamics were different.
Dynamics were slightly different.
Yeah.
Then I definitely have thought that.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So yeah, maybe you should think about that.
I should definitely think about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another thing which I don't care for, actually, another thing I would say I hate that other people love is watching people be embarrassed. Right? Or you see all of these videos of people being embarrassed. You know, I can't even watch when X Factor, when somebody's singing badly. I can't. Oh my God.
How do I feel about that?
I am so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Or if I watch somebody like maybe trying to like hate on someone and
let's unpack that. What feelings does it evoke in you?
It's because my empathy sometimes has no boundaries. So I'm not able to empathize without carrying.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So it's like, I can empathize. Like, oh no, I feel for you that you're embarrassed. But sometimes it's just like, I want to get you out of here.
Yeah, I feel bad. And why is everyone laughing at you? Why is it even on social media?
Like, how will you wake up again?
I know.
I hate watching people be embarrassed in any way, shape, or form. And even sometimes private conversations, let's say like, if I walked into and you were having an argument with your husband, right? Some people would just be like, ooh,
oh yeah, that's me. I would be there. I'm just like, whoa, let's see what happens.
I am out. It's like, I don't like having to hear information that I don't feel like I'm privy to. Actually, there was a time.
Story time. TMI story time.
With a boyfriend of mine years ago, where we were sat down, he picked up the phone and I think it was like his sister-in-law, something like that. And he was on loudspeaker. And she was talking, and what she was clearly talking about felt like it could be private. So I was just like, you know, like maybe like take it off speaker. Yeah.
He did
Let that be the biggest, after the phone call, that was the biggest argument ever.
But it's like, I'm trying to preserve your dignity.
And hers. Because I don't know what she's about to talk to, and I don't want to be privy to that. And since we are in bed, it's not like it's me who needs to get out. It's like, I'm not saying even get out of the room, just get off speaker. But he had an argument with someone at work, so in a way where he didn't feel powerful, right? And then so in the morning, it was like it all fell on me. Apparently, it's like I should trust his judgment on that. I was like, that's what this is about. Are you guys serious? Really, it was like the biggest argument. But of course, that clearly had nothing to do with me.
Yeah, exactly.
But I personally feel like...
And if it's a boundary for you, why should it
matter?
Like, it's not impacting you in any way.
And guess what? She doesn't know I'm on the phone. Yeah. I don't want that. Because whatever is going to be said, emotionally, I'm going to have to carry it. Yeah. And then now maybe I might be in this, whatever this is, and I really don't want to be part of it. Yeah,
You know, something that makes me uncomfortable like that is not necessarily watching people be embarrassed, but watching people suffering or knowing about people suffering.
But I don't know if anyone on earth loves that.
But you know how like you go on social media and someone has shared something like, okay, I get it. Like, okay, let's say there's war in a certain place. And I feel like I could be dragged for this, but like there's war in a certain place and like people will be sharing it on their stories and stuff. And there's all those pictures about this and like this is happening. Like, oh, let's spread the word. It makes me so uncomfortable. Like even when I open my DMs and it's like somebody explained to me about this horrible relationship they're in or how they can't afford to do this. I just, because of that same thing, empathy without boundaries. And then now I feel like I have seen that and I feel helpless. I feel like, should I be doing more to help this person or these people kind of thing? And I feel like the emotional burden is just so much. You know, it's just so much.
I think that's a human thing to to feel overwhelmed. There's actually that social media, being overwhelmed with social media, when the whole when the Black Lives Movement was happening, a lot of Black people felt traumatized at the constant conversation and images about being oppressed and about the unfairness of the dynamic. And it's okay, even if you are Black and you are part of the activism, to feel overwhelmed and to feel like this is getting too much, because you have an emotional cap and you're a human being. What I find is that when it comes to those, like seeing people suffering or there's war, something like that, it makes me feel small and I hate it.
Yeah.
It makes me feel small. It makes me feel like, oh, you think you're doing a breakup workshop, so now you're changing the world.
And people don't even have lunch. That money that you've gotten, why aren't you sending it for people?
It makes me feel
I get that.
Like I can absolutely do nothing. And that feeling of smallness
and powerlessness
makes me feel so helpless, right? But especially lately, as I said, I'm no longer taking responsibility. I don't believe I'm God anymore. Like, and of course, I never believed I was God, but there's a God complex in children that makes them over-personalize things. Like, if I do this, then all of these things will change. If I am a great person, then of course, mommy and daddy will get back together. It's personalization.
Yeah.
So if you start to learn that actually there's a big world that you can do nothing about, it helps you build boundaries. Even sometimes if I do see a message on my social media, it's like, I'm trying to be more intentional in my giving, so I can be like, I am giving. And that doesn't mean that I have to give to this person, because God, where does it end?
Where does it end? Honestly, it can be so much.
Yeah.
Here's another thing I just thought of. I dislike when people, or like I dislike, maybe let me say for myself, I dislike having, like, identifying as part of a struggle movement, which on social media, everybody does. Everybody these days, it's like, we'll all identify with the struggle of like how bad it is to be dating in Nairobi. Like, where mean Kosoko? And now everybody, your whole personality, actually your whole everything is built around that narrative.
I never heard you say anything more relatable.
I know, right?
Ever.
Yep. Or like you identify with the toxic parents or something like that. Or I don't know, just something, the struggle.
Yeah.
I just
struggle
don't.
Of everything. And I know I'm not a mom, but there is also, because I follow a lot of moms. As I said, I guess I'm getting in my practice.
Yeah.
There's very different ways of even communicating about motherhood. Motherhood looks really hard.
Yeah.
I completely accept that. But there is definitely a movement of struggle.
Struggle
of motherhood. There's a very big difference, and you can tell, right? And maybe that person is struggling for sure, but I feel like some point we do identify with our struggle. For example, I have put a cap of when the conversation of breaking up will be.
Ends. Yep.
Yeah.
And I love that for you and for all of us.
I've felt it. It's like I've experienced it, right? I've healed from it and I've taken people around it. I've helped other people heal from it. And that's the end.
Yeah.
That's the end. Now this is not my brand. It can't be that conversation. If there's no purpose to why I'm doing this, just to feel validated that other people also are going through breakups. No.
Yeah.
It needs to have purpose. And actually, to be honest, even it's in a struggle, it's in the truth. Yeah. This is happening. But honestly, it can't be. Yeah.
But I think a lot of people do it because, one, it feels nice for people to feel sorry for you. You know, it's just like people to always be affirming you and like, no, you're doing great.
There's a feeling like a
exactly, feeling like a victim, and everyone is. But also, a lot of people love, in struggle, there's community. There's some sense of community. It's like all of us, we are together. Us, the breakup people, us, the this people. It's just tiring. And honestly, this is one of the reasons why I stopped talking about weight loss on my platform. There was, I think at the time you met me, everything that I would post about would always be about like, I'm doing this to lose weight. I'm doing this to lose weight. And these days, I hardly ever talk about anything to do with weight loss. It's like, I realized it can't just be my struggle forever. And then now, and there's like so many women. So it's a very relatable topic. It's a topic everyone, so relatable. And that feels really nice. And it feels like easy content, because I know many women would pay money for something to do with this. Many women are in the struggle, but I just didn't want it to be my brand anymore. It's like, now I'm just talking about being plus size. Now I'm plus size. And now that's it. And if I decide to lose weight, I don't think I would ever document it in the way that I was before, of like, now everything is about, I'm trying to lose weight and it's the struggle of this and it's the struggle of this. It's just like, it's not, it's just.
I feel like you can experience struggle. You're allowed to, but maybe identifying with the struggle too much might end up being a bit of a problem. And guess what? When you identify with something, your mind keeps you there longer. Because that's your identity, and your mind always fights for its identity. So if you identify as, like this is just hard, life is hard, then that becomes like kind of what you're about, and you're unable to get yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if it's something like anxiety or stress or whatever the case may be, I always want to talk about it from a place of, overcoming it more than this is who I am.
Yeah. I struggle with anxiety, or you have struggled with anxiety versus I'm an anxious person.
And this is what happens.
This is where I live.
And that's it. And it's the beginning and the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
I don't like that either. Yeah. But it's because I think we like being in power positions, which is being able to take accountability.
Exactly.
But a victim mentality doesn't have empowerment.
And I've noticed a lot of people
and it doesn't have accountability either.
It doesn't, exactly. A lot of people who are in toxic relationships will stay in toxic relationships because it's easy for me to blame any negative thing in my life based on the fact that I'm in this toxic relationship. But now you leave and then now everything is on you, and you can't always be saying it's because my toxic husband, it's because my toxic boyfriend.
That is empowering, but it's
empowering, but it forces you to take accountability.
Accountability. And I think we have very high sense of accountability. So that I agree.
You absolutely agree. Oh, that's a good point to end on. That's a good point to end on. Guys, if you have related with any of the ones that we have mentioned today, let us know in the comments, or you can even DM us on Instagram, on any of our pages. But I would love to know what you guys think about that, and what other things are that you hate or you dislike that other people seem to love as well.
And guess what? I love that we can live in the world where we can. You hate it. I love it. And look, nothing. We're okay. There's nothing is disappearing.
I mean, if she hates coffee and we are sitting on chairs next to each other, there's no boundary that can't be crossed.
There's no boundary that cannot be crossed. So guys, calm down. Don't get excited in the comments. Let's not start fighting in the comments. It's okay for you to like it and for me to dislike it. And the world moves on swiftly. So let us know in the comments below, guys. We are starting the last month of the year. And what we want to tell you, whether you came, this is the first episode you have watched, or you were here all of this whole year. Thank you so much for being here. And we're going to end this year with a bang.
Exactly. And of course, even though we are going into Christmas break, we have been shooting to ensure that we will not take a single break. Because
not a single one.
Of course, in December, everyone's going to be at home. You're going to be watching. So every single Wednesday, 12 p.m. there will be a TMI video up. So don't sit there wondering, okay, now it's Christmas week. Are we going to have an episode? You will have an episode.
Will,
Thank you guys so much for watching or listening to this episode. We love you so much, and we'll see you in our next one.
Bye.